This class is called Stretch and Rest, and my name is Kristen. All right, good morning. Thank you so much for joining. This is Stretch and Rest. My name is Kristen, and this class, if you are unfamiliar with it, is similar in its title. They'll be stretching and they'll be resting. So we'll start with some active stretches in the body where we will be seated. You can be laying down if that was better for you, or in a chair. And then we'll move into restorative shapes. So it'll be a little bit like half and half, and we'll start with a breathing exercise. I have a nice little fly that's whizzing around me while I'm trying to talk right now. So we're going to go ahead and get started in our breathing exercise in a comfortable seat. And a comfortable seat for you is probably not the same comfortable seat for me. So do what's best for you. And as I mentioned, if you need to be in bed, in a chair, all of those things are totally fine. And feel free to shift into a different shape at any time you need to. Okay, so close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. If you're seated, think of engaging the pelvic floor, drawing your belly button in towards your spine, lifting your rib cage up away from your hips, and rolling your shoulders up and back. Now let your shoulders settle down your spine. Feel the lift up in your chest as you press down through your hips. If your knees are lifted up in the air, put something underneath them to help support them so they're not fighting. Take another big breath in. And through your nose, a slow exhale. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Through your nose, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale, 4. Pause. Exhale, 4. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sit up taller. Exhale and relax your shoulders. And take a few moments here to breathe this way on your own. So count to yourself if that's helpful. And remember to try to keep a little pause in between the inhale and exhale. Deep breath in. And a slower breath out. blinking your eyes open. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed for a soft gaze. Just remember, this is a class that's on the relaxing side. So try to be slow and on purpose in how you're breathing and how you're moving through these shapes, whether we are engaging muscles or not. So when you're ready, begin to roll your shoulders up and back. Rolling your shoulders up and back. And then roll your shoulders up and forwards, up and forwards. You're just joining us. We just did our breathing exercise and we just started rolling through the shoulders. All right, so bring your shoulders down, lifting up your chest, a reminder to engage your core. Then bring your chin down towards your chest. Keep lifting up your chest. It's easy to begin to lean a little forward or round. And then when you're ready, place your right ear in the direction of your right shoulder. So right ear, right shoulder. Try not to shift your upper body, just move through your neck and let gravity work. If you do not need to be moving your neck around, then you know this already and hopefully you're not forcing anything. So if it feels good in your neck, you might look up a little bit. Sometimes when we move around, we find out it doesn't feel so good, right? So that's an indication we need to back out of what we're doing. All right, when you're ready, bring your chin down towards your center, lift your chest up, and we'll go left ear, left shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Now, sometimes when we're tight on the opposite side, maybe the right shoulder lifts up when we take the left ear to the left shoulder. So you may have to use your hands to bring it down just to remind it to relax. You may need to spend a little bit extra time on that tight side. And moving through the neck, if that's available to you. And then bring your chin back down towards your center. From your core, draw it in, lift your head up last. And we'll move through our side stretches. So usually I'm up on a bolster, right? If you're used to taking my class, you're probably thinking it's weird that I'm on the floor. My hip is a little bit wonky on the right side, and I have a left rib that is out of place or like a pulled intercostal muscle. So I'll be doing things a little bit differently in my body today, but that's the whole point of this class and why I offer different options for things. So we're going to move into our side stretches, going side to side. You could place a block on either side. You could put pillows. I'm going to go for pillows today. And I probably won't be reaching up and over as much as maybe you're used to seeing me. So go with your range of motion. All right. We're going to start with the right hand down on something. That could be placing the hand flat. If that's your choice, make sure you're not sinking into the heel of your hand, but pressing down through the fingertips. That's going to help activate all the muscles through the arm to help keep you supported. All right. You might go for creating a fist. You may need to do something else entirely. All of these things are okay. We'll ground down from the right hand with your inhale. Reach your left arm up and overhead. And notice if your whole body went with you, right? We're going to sit up tall for this variation of this stretch. So if you have to have a big bend in your elbow and your focus is on drawing the left shoulder back instead of reaching the arm up, that's okay too. You got to think about where that tightness is really coming from in your body today. It could change over time. So we ground from the hips, soft from the knees, inhale to reach up, and then maybe you extend through the left arm, maybe you lift up from the rib cage and reach a little further. Grounded from the right hand, breathe in, lift up your chest, exhale to reach. And when you're ready, bring your left hand down, take as much time as you need to redistribute all that blood. And with your left hand grounded, inhale, right arm reaches up and overhead. So where we're tight, right? Often we were to reach the right arm up, maybe the left knee lifts up. So just notice that in your body, and it could be the right side just the same. Keep those hips down. If those knees are lifting up, put something underneath the knees or put something underneath your tailbone. Lifting up from your chest, breathe in. And on your exhale, up and over. Use your core, lift your chest, inhale. Exhale to reach. And bring your right hand down. So take your time going at your own pace. The left arm reaches up and over on your inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Scoot over just a little bit. So you just go at your own pace. Stay grounded in the hips. Adjust yourself with support if that helps increase your range of motion. And remember, sometimes we need to bring the arm in front of the body and overhead, right? So we have options in how we are deciding to move. And we'll just take one more on each side. And come back to your center. So we'll move into our chest lift. We're going to stretch from the shoulder to shoulder area. So all that space in between should feel like a good stretch. And if you think of the back side of your body, that's the shoulder blades where they hug in. So you'll feel that stretch hugging in towards the spine, the center line of the body from the back. So take your hands. You can flip them down if you like and place them on the floor behind you. You may need to put blocks or a pillow behind you to bring the floor closer to you. Try to get your elbows to disappear. It's okay if they don't. Inhale, lift up your chest. Squeeze those elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, use your core. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Feel that inhale helps you stretch. Breathe in. On your exhale, chin to your chest. And mindfully, slowly walk the hands forward into a fold. So here you may need to change how your legs are. You may need to put something underneath your seat, right? If we go rounding into the back to reach forward, that's not the objective here. We're trying to be forward in the pelvis. So tilt the pelvis forward and walk the hands forward. Put something on top, underneath the hands, right? Bring the floor closer to you or lower down to your forearms. Just make sure you're pressing back into your hips. Core is engaged and shoulders are drawing back. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lower your head down and walk your hands back to your body. Let your head come up last. So we'll move through some twists. And I always say every time, twisting's not for everyone all the time. Twisting is not going to be that much for me today. So if you are ready and you know what you're doing, go ahead and go there. Otherwise, take your right hand over to your left leg, your left hand behind you somewhere or out to the side, somewhere where you can just feel the shoulder begin to open up a bit. Then sit up tall, sit forward in your pelvis, breathe in. On your exhale, lead with your left shoulder into your twist. And that could just be like a little inch of movement, right? That might be all you need today. We're lifting up from the rib cage, strong from the core, and maybe looking over the left shoulder. Deep breath in, lift your chest. Exhale to twist. Keep your core engaged and come back to your center. And then we'll take it over to the other side. So right hand somewhere behind you, left hand to the right leg. Inhale, lift up the chest. Make sure you're sitting up tall. And on your exhale, the right shoulder draws you into your twist. Lifting up from your heart. Sit forward, breathing in. Exhale to twist. Core is in, come back to your center, pause for a moment, and then move at your own pace. So do whatever you like, add on to this, take away from it, let this twist be what's best in your body. Inhale to create space. Exhale to move into that space. So inhales expand, right? We're filling up the lungs. And on our exhales, we're decompressing, which allows us to deepen our twist. So one more on each side. And make your way back to your center. So a second chest lift. We'll take the hands behind us again. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale to lift up the chest. Maybe you look up this time, but when you look up, try not to lead with your chin. Keep your chin tucked when you look up. Deep breath in. Exhale, chin to your chest. And again, walk your hands forward into a fold. So pressing back from the hips. Press your chest forward, lengthen. Shoulders away from your ears. Let your belly expand on your inhale. Your body soften or work a little deeper into your stretch on your exhale. Keep folding, working with your breath. Deep breath in and slow breath out. So slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your body, sitting up tall. And we'll move into our leg stretches. So if you just joined us, we did some breathing exercises, some side stretches. Okay. Now we have some problems with some real weirdos coming in and taking class. So sorry about that. Just wonderful addition to the job. Okay, so moving into our leg stretches, we'll take the right leg out, left foot in, point and flex and take some circles around your ankle. And while you do that, I'm just going to flip this off real quick. And when you're ready, you can switch the legs out to the other side. And I'll turn the camera back on in just a moment. All right, now no one else can join our meeting now. So just keep that in mind when you come into class late. Sometimes we may have to start locking down our meetings on time because we get some real interesting people that are starting to take class. So hopefully you've done your little nerve glides from each side. So we'll take the right leg out and the left foot in and then flex the right foot. And the hands to the floor, twist your torso to the right. Inhale to lift up your chest. Exhale to hinge forward. And flexing from the foot, lifting up from the chest. You feel extension from the center of your chest towards your toes. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. And lower your head down and slowly come back up. And we'll switch it out for the other side. Left leg out, right foot in. Sit up tall, take your hands to either side of your left foot and twist your torso. Make sure to engage your core. We want space here. We want security for the spine, right? And on your exhale, hinge forward. And notice what happens in your spine, right? Sometimes we feel it differently from side to side. We might be rounding. We might be leaning to one side. So just balance it out the best you can. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. And lower your head down and slowly come up. We'll extend the right leg out, left leg out, adjust for whatever you need, rock a little bit side to side and flex your feet. You might like to have something out in front of you because you know we're going to put our hands there. Inhale, lift up your chest. And on your exhale, hinge forward. And when we're hinging, we want to feel that shift in the pelvis. Sometimes we have to take our hands to those little hip points and just press the thumbs forward a little bit. And you feel that little tilt forward in the pelvis when you do that. And that's what you want when you continue to extend forward. The second you lose that and you round into the back of the pelvis, then you kind of have lost the purpose of extending through the spine and the shape. And if you're super tight like me, it feels like you can't stretch that much today, but that's okay. Every day is different. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lower your head down and slowly come up. All right, so we'll do one more leg stretch and then get set up for our restorative practice. So we'll flex the feet, rock a little bit left and right, bend your knees as much as you need to help you sit up tall, also to help take strain off of the hamstrings and the lower back. Flexing the feet, inhale, reach the arms up as much as you'd like to. And on your exhale, reach forward. When you reach forward, we're still thinking of lifting up and reach forward. So when that becomes difficult for you and you have to round back into your spine, then that's your limit in the shape. And you bring the arms forward from there, which might mean the arms aren't as far forward as maybe you are used to or as you would like. But remember, it can be different next time. Deep breath in. Exhale and fold. Shoulders back, elbows in, reaching forward. Notice if you lead with your chin. And then lower your head down, slowly come up. All right, so setting up for restorative, we'll move into a chest opener. just like we always do. So if you'd like a little incline, you know to put something underneath your bolster. If you need something for your lower back instead, then that's where you put the support, and it's possible you need support in both places. I will probably need extra stuff today for some of these. I really am not sure exactly what I need until I get into it. So that could be the same case for you too, right? So I know I'm going to give myself a little incline today because that will take some pressure off of places in my body that I know need to be focused on relaxing and not straining. And then you recline over your bolster and you decide if you need anything from here. All right. So you might like to put something underneath the knees. If you had another big bolster, you could use that. You could use a chair. You could put your legs up on a chair. You could use a pillow, which I think is what I'm going to do, underneath my seat as well. It's going to be ultra comfortable today. I should probably just be in a bed teaching this. That's what it looks like. All right, so when you're ready, you settle and you scan your body to see how you can become softer in this shape just by offering yourself more support. So if you feel like you need it under the arms, get some extra pillows or towels going for you, or any other place in your body, right? There's no wrong way of supporting yourself here. Closing the eyes. Take a deep breath in, let your belly lift up. And a slow breath out, let your shoulders soften. Heavy from the shoulders, down through the rib cage, no more engaging your core. And check in with the hips, make sure that they're not squeezing or holding on to the glutes. And you may have to move a little bit, rock it out a little bit to settle. Scanning your body. Notice what might be re-engaging. And just let it go if you can. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Now you know you're welcome to stay in these shapes longer. We are going to move on towards our supine twist, supported, of course. When you're ready, take your arms across your body, close your shoulders. And then slowly roll over to your side, or just make your way up to your seat and then turn to your side. We'll take both knees to the right just for a moment. Grab your bolster or whatever you're using that's similar. And then you're going to set it up here to the right side. So that's going to be the left leg that tracks over to the bolster. Okay. I'll take my pillow here, a new pillow, shiny, and it's comfortable. All right, I'm going to lower back down. I know that that's just going to feel good on the upper part of my body today. It's fine if you want to be flat on the floor or do something else. So take your left leg in, give it a squeeze towards the center line or even towards the left side of your body. Just stay in the hip area, not the exterior of the hips, the inside. And when you're ready, place your left foot down so you can slide your hips over to the left a little bit. And that's going to help you twist in alignment with your spine. And then you support the ankle to the knee if you can. If you don't have enough stuff to do so, or it's unbalanced, then just work it out the best you can. Sometimes we'll have a knee that's up in the air in this shape because we're just tight. The hamstrings, the hips are super tight. So see if you can put something a little extra there to help it support. And if this area can soften, right, then over time it is actually lengthening and creating flexibility. Might not feel like it today. All right, left arm can be wherever you like. I'm going to keep my left arm down with my shoulder facing down today. That's the best choice for me. But if you'd like to have your palm facing up, you like your arms to be in a T shape, go for it. Close your eyes if you like. Scan your body. Soften through the shoulders, your jaw. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. When you're ready, slowly roll back to your center. Scoot your hips back into place, and back into place means, lined up with the shoulders and hips best you can. Now from here, you extend the left leg. You can go ahead and slide the hips over to be proactive, or you can do that after you set up your bolster, either way. Give your right knee a squeeze towards the center line of your body. And if you haven't, scoot your hips over, do that now, and then let your right leg track across your body into your twist. Arm placement of your choice could be different on this side, so I can open up through the shoulders on this side where the other side wasn't a good idea for today. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Slowly roll back to your center. Hips back over so the hips and shoulders feel together. for the most part. And then draw your knees in here. We'll just give ourselves a little squeeze. You could rock a little left and right if you like. Little circles around the hips. Just a little movement for the lower back after that big stretch. All right, so for now, we're gonna take the knees over to the right, slowly come up. And we're gonna work into a torso stretch. So for some of you, this might be something you choose not to do and you'd like to do a hip opener instead. So if that's you, you can just stay in a supported Shavasana, or you could be flat on the ground with props underneath your knees or underneath your feet. And I can show you that in a second. Or we're going to do this torso lift, which is a deeper stretch through the front of the torso. So the first one we did was through the shoulders, where this one will be more through the center line area. So this might be way too much for most of us. This is probably going to be too much for me, but I'm going to offset how big this stretch is with some other stuff. Hopefully, I'll adjust if I need to. This will be for the head. Shoulders will be able to relax in between here. If you don't think that's going to be an option for you, then set yourself up with different height things, right? You might have to use pillows instead. So I'm going to take, and I may end up using the silver pillow or this pillow under my spine instead of this one. We'll see. So if you have it available to you, put something underneath your knees, or you can take the feet together like I was saying, open up the knees, put something underneath the knees as well, and then you can recline into this hip opener, or recline and then get into your hip opener. If you don't want to do this big stretch through the torso, I wouldn't recommend adding both of them together just because they're two really large openers, okay? Up to you if you want to though, just not my recommendation. Okay, so let's see how this feels. If you get into this stretch and you can't figure out how to get your butt to touch the floor because maybe you're just so tight today where you could normally fold over it, but today it's not happening. I'm talking about myself, obviously. Then you can just switch it out, right? And I'm so glad that I have a practice that gives me options, right? Because sometimes you just need options. All right, that is much better for me. Okay, so just make sure that your lower back is supported. If you start to feel your pulse too much, right, you need to readjust something probably in your head or your feet or the back of your neck. So close your eyes. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Try not to engage your core muscles here. That could be really tough because if you have support underneath you, it's forcing everything to the surface, right? That's a vulnerable part of the body. So the mental, the parasympathetic part of your nervous system is going, I need to protect, because all of our organs are right here. So we practice. And so you could just take time. If it's hard for you to disengage your core, give your core a little bit of a massage, right? Remind it doesn't have to be engaged. And same for the hips. Sometimes we need to rock a little left and right to remind it to calm down. A deep breath in, let your belly lift up. Slow breath out, soften your shoulders, your jaw. And take your arms across your body, close your shoulders. And if you are on a support similar to me, maybe a bigger one, just be very, very careful when you move this from underneath your spine. So if it feels better for you to bend your knees and lift your butt up to bring this underneath you, do that. If it's better for you to slide it or for you to roll to the side, do that. And then come back to a moment where you can have a flat spine. You'll really feel the difference there. And just pause for a second. Okay, so now we're going to take the knees to the right again. Come on up. We're going to do a supported child's pose. Just a nice little stretch to counter the chest opener into opening up through the lower back. So for some of us, child's pose, it's just not the most favorite thing in the world. If you have knee issues, you will probably want to put your knees on pillows or roll up a towel. Take this bolster or something big that you can put in front of you, all right? And then we'll go on top, sort of like widen the knees as much as you like. You can bring this bolster up towards you to lean over like this if you just do not like having your upper body down. However, you can bring the upper body down. You could even place a pillow here to support this part of your torso, which is what I'm going to do today. And then bring the arms down. All right, sometimes the butt goes up in the air. We are tight people. So if that's you, you can even do stuff like putting a pillow in between, and that's going to help soften that area. Even if you're not tight, that feels great. I'm just going to leave that there. So look to whatever side you like. If you have an airplane pillow, that's really nice because you can just look straight down. Close your eyes wherever you are. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. If you're looking to one side, you might want to change to the other side for a few breaths. And make your way up. And we're going to set up for our final shape, Shavasana, right? And I always just want to remind you to have the Shavasana that works best in your body. Today, I'm going to put a block underneath the bolster. And like how we did the bolster underneath the torso widthwise, I'm going to turn the bolster the same way here and put a block underneath it so that I have a little bit of a tilt going here. And then I'm going to put my legs over top that. Oh, I just scratched my face. I hope I don't start bleeding. Got a sharp nail I was unaware of. Okay, so your Shavasana, you can have your legs straight. You can have your legs up on furniture, legs up the wall. You know, just be gentle and supported in whatever you choose. So palms up, palms down. Just choose what's best for you. You could tuck the shoulders in to lift your chest. You could squeeze your glutes to lift your hips. If you choose that route, just make sure you let it go afterwards. Closing the eyes, try to relax the space between your eyebrows. Try to relax the jaw. You may have to wiggle your jaw a little bit to help you with that. Take your tongue away from the top of your mouth. They say that that disconnects some thought process and helps you relax, in case you were wondering. And then relax the muscles in the chest. Feel heavy from the right shoulder to your left shoulder. Soft through your core and your hips and your glutes. Wiggle your toes and then let it go. And repeat this sort of practice in relaxing as many times as you need to. Big breath in, slow, let the belly lift. And a slower breath out, feeling just a little heavier wherever you are. Stay here longer if you like. Wiggle your fingers and toes if you're ready to move towards your seat. You can take circles around the ankles and wrists, larger movements, of course, to wake the body up. You could take a stretch. Just do what's best for you on your way up to your seat. All right, so if you are at your seat, close your eyes, lift your chest, light engagement of the core, just a little bit of engagement there. Lifting up the chest, inhale, let your belly expand. On your exhale, get all the old air out through your nose. Inhale, expand. Through your nose, exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Breathe normal, inhale. Exhale. If it's the part of your practice, palms together at the center of your chest. Take a moment to thank your mind and your body for what it's capable of today. And as always, give yourself a compliment. Say something nice to yourself instead of something negative. I know that in this class today, I've experienced almost every distraction possible and I still got through it. So that's the compliment I'm saying for myself. All right, I hope you have a great day, great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.